looks like they're both ready to go. So I'll just let them know. All right, let's just get into the game. Let's see this game 6 here. Let's see if the card guys can get on the board here.
Yeah, please don't be a shutout.
I mean, I really hope you don't have to rely on me to...
Well, luckily, as you said, the matchup is, from my experience and observation, Oldhim is definitely favored in this. By the time Ira exhausts all their power cards, that's really when Oldhim goes like, hey, it's my turn now.
Yep. Here we see a stylistic choice from Pudding. I know he likes to put his Ira on the far left and then his Kodachis in the middle and the right. Quite cool. All right. Not sure what's going on here. Are these the 4 cards he drew? We'll let them figure that out soon. But yeah, so this matchup basically comes down to, does Ira have enough reds to punch through against Oldhim? The more defensive the Ira deck is, the harder it is for Oldhim to survive the whole... Okay, well, that's a great turn one.
That's awesome.
It looks like he's not even going to give him a chance to mulligan, which is really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there we go.
Sigil Arsenal Pass, one of the best things you can do.
Changes his mind.
Oh, changes his mind. Okay. Interesting. So this is going to give Pudding the opportunity to mulligan a card here. Or mulligan 2 cards here, probably. Looks like there's just a block for 3 against the Titan's Fist of 4.
With and on.
Maybe he doesn't...
Flick flap?
Yeah, maybe he...
Nope.
I guess he just doesn't care about the Frostbite token.
Interesting choice.
Yep. If Pudding currently has 2 blues in hand, he actually doesn't care about Frostbite tokens. But one of the weird things about Ira is that if you play quite a bit of blues, you normally play 14, 15, 16 blues. So you don't actually care that much about Frostbite. And actually, does the Frostbite go away? No, okay.
It goes away at the Ira player's end turn.
Yep.
So it's definitely going to persist.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So he also has a sigil, and he's going to pitch a flick back to play it. And get rid of... Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Someone in the chat saying this is going to be a long one, and yes, I can see that happening.
This could potentially be a long one, because, I mean, in terms of decision making, the decision making for Oldhim is very straightforward. You're blocking, you're using Crown of Seas, you're throwing your shield in front of things, and you're smacking him with Winter's Wail. However, for Ira, attacking into Oldhim is one of the more perhaps the most challenging matchup, because you attack wide and you use energy. So you get really messed up by Oldhim's hero ability. And we're seeing how Pudding is going to play around this. He's going to start with an attack action. This might throw Nathan off here, because normally you see Kodachi into an attack, but leading with the leg tap already shows us that Pudding knows what he's doing in this matchup.
There he goes, fully blocking with 4.
CNC for 7 here. Interesting. So those are 2 red cards there. So we're really going to need to keep track of how many red cards the Ira player has. So typically, Ira will run 14 to 16 blues. Maybe they run yellow Flick Flack. Sometimes they don't, because yellow Flick Flack is not that great against Oldhim, and there's not as many Dorinthias nowadays, so you don't really need yellow Flick Flack. And then you probably run 25 4 red cards. So we're basically gonna have to see if those 24 red cards here can get in all the damage that's needed. And looks like Nathan's blocking for 3 here. Crown of Seeds is 4. Gonna activate Oldhim. Not gonna give him the opportunity to put a card into Arsenal here. And without an Arsenal, this is gonna be a little bit tricky for Ira to break through.
What's your take on Command and Conquer into Oldhim, knowing that they run Crown of Seeds? I always find that to be quite. They just get that card right out of there and they draw. They're going to be doing that anyway.
I mean, CNC is just too good of a card in Ira's Blitz list. But I mean, CNC hitting for 7 is actually one of the ways you win the mirror match, especially against people that. The first CNC so in an Ira mirror match, you go Kodachi into CNC. The first CNC is going to be blocked with 2 cards plus the breaking skills. But it's the second CNC that demands 3 cards, and that's when you get your tempo in the Ira mirror. And CNC is just really good in wide decks in general. So she has to run it, even though it is extremely poor against Oldhim. And it's just 2 for 6 is just not where you want to be. It's not enough. It's not enough oomph, obviously. I mean, you can 2 for 6 base is just average. So here we see
the second one.
Yep. So, but what this is doing is 2 for 1ing essentially. Oh, and we see a new card here. We see a new card in the pitch of Pudding. We see a even bigger than that, which is a card tailor made for the ninjas. Yep. You can only play it if you've dealt damage, which is easy with Kodachi's. Maybe not so easy actually against Oldhim. Normally it's very easy to get it. And then we have another ice reaction.
Denying the Arsenal once more.
Yep. And so Oldhim's health has not moved. So, and Pudding is down like 5 red cards already.
Do you think Nathan's already kind of committed to the fatigue plan?
Almost certainly here. You see how he's holding on to his last card so he can get max value out of. So the shield actually is not that overpowered by itself. It's the shield in combination with Crown of Seeds that provides ridiculous value over the course of the game. So if Nathan was not able to Arsenal, then he basically wouldn't be able to shield.
Yep.
Because the shield only gets value if in the arcane matchups, like against the Rune Blades, because you can pitch for the shield, and then Rune Blades often break the combat chain, so you can pitch again for the shield to block for 2, and maybe you have a arcane barrier on the boots, so that you can cleanly use your blues, right?
Oh,
but in this matchup, we got a new card, Bingo Bango. A 1 for 5. If it hits a hero, they reveal a card from their hand. If it's an attack action card, it gains Go Again. If it's a non-attack action card, they draw a card. With Snapdragons, this is kind of a checkmate card. Very nice card here.
There goes activating Crown.
Crown. Yep. And there's likely to be 2 cards thrown in front of here. So one of the things we're going to have to see here is how Pudding utilizes his Snapdragons, because the Snapdragons are basically a win or lose type of deal here. If the Snapdragons can, if he can utilize the Snapdragons in an effective manner, then that'd be good. Okay, a Razor here. Looks like he's going to sync, maybe double sync this.
Pumping it.
And he's gonna Oldhim react on the other card. So even though he has Go Again, it doesn't matter. So he's gonna lose some life here. He's going to reveal Endless Winter, which is going to give his attack go again. But so what? He doesn't have the card to play. Yep. So this is what I said about Ira into Oldhim is a tough match because your offense has to be perfect. And it has to account for the fact that Oldhim has an Ice React. So you can't go too wide. If you try to go too wide, he's just going to shut you down with Ice Reacts. If you don't go wide enough, his Shield and Crown are going to block. So the effort that Ira has to put into winning this match is many orders of magnitude higher than Oldhim. Let's just put it that way.
Yep, and we just saw Heart get pitched there, so that thing's gonna cycle around if the game definitely goes long.
Yep. This left side Kodachi is not going to get in any damage here. All right, we got a Torn of Tempo here. So this could be a 2-card block and then a Ice React, send that card to the top, or 2-card block, let him Arsenal, come back with the hammer. He also has armor as well. He lost his boots, but this is still within the realm of Sync Blow plus a tech plating or something like that. So block for 3, 4, 5, Crown 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Fully covers there.
So fully covered there. No Ice React. So he's going to let him Arsenal. Oof. However, he's got a 3-card hand.
3-card hand.
So, this could.
Oakenold.
Oh, looks like. Oh, fused Oakenold.
Double fuse. Wow.
Double fused Oakenold. Uh-oh.
So again, 9 dominate.
9 dominate on hit. Put 2 random cards.
When this hits, not if. When this hits.
When this hits. So that needs to be a red flick in Arsenal.
Yep.
Plus a card from hand, plus the mask or the tunic, plus the breaking scales. A very, very massive turn here from Nathan. Coming in for 9 dominate on hit. Getting rid of 2 cards. All right. So if Pudding does not have a Flick Flack in Arsenal, he might just take this because his reds are so precious and his life total is not precious.
Yep, and those cards are not destroyed. They're just going to the bottom of the deck. But they are random, so that could mess some things up.
Yeah. But I think even blocking with a red card here, like the margin of victory for Ira is so razor thin. Like the difference between 20 and 22 and 24 and 26 reds is massive. Block for 3 here.
Block 3, taking 6.
Taking 6. Oakenold trigger. They put 2 random cards from the hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. Gonna put these 2. And so he's gonna put those on the bottom. Technically Pudding should have been able to order them, but I guess he doesn't care. All right. So I guess we're coming in with some Kodachis here.
It was a great pivot turn for Oldhim.
Yep, it was. So at 12 life, this is a little bit too high for Oldhim to try to go for a kill here. So I think he's just content to play the status quo here, keep hammering away at things. you guys are still watching with us. We appreciate you guys here at it's 1:18 a.m. on the East Coast. A little bit after midnight here in the Central Time Zone. In New Zealand and in Hong Kong, it's the perfect time to enjoy some Everfest Blitz show matches. Yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciate everyone who's tuning in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, we have Autumn's Touch Yellow coming across for 6, if I recall correctly. Yep, 6. Mm-hmm. The Arsenal card of Pudding is actually the most important thing possible. It's something that Pudding needs to think very carefully about what he wants there, because in a typical game, he's probably only going to get 2 or 3 Arsenal cards, seeing as how many times Oldham's reacting here. So he has to put the correct card into Arsenal, which I think is a attack action with Go Again that you can basically throw at the second or third link of the chain, because that card can't be ice reacted away by Oldhim. Looks like he's going to throw an E-Strike in front of this, maybe with the gloves. Nope. So he lost an E-Strike there. Mm-hmm. Another pretty important card there.
Inside there, I'm curious if it wouldn't have been better to just swing Hammer instead, to get the on-hit ice frostbite effect here.
I think in general the frostbite is not that effective against Ira, and she still has breaking scales. So if it actually was relevant, she would just throw a card plus breaking scales. However, that does make it very easy for Oldhim to read the attack pattern and ice react. Because if you block with a card plus breaking scales, it's basically telling the Oldhim player, like, I need all my cards, please don't take them away from me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we're starting to see here maybe Pudding starting to think very carefully about how he's going to try to win this game, because this is a situation where you've lost half your life, but you still have all your equipment, but you've lost some of your reds, and he's still at 16. He still has a sigil in his deck as well. The noose is tightening here on Pudding. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oldhim keeps on getting maximum value here from Rampart plus Crown again and again and again and again, and we're seeing Ira basically run into a brick wall here. If Nathan throws tech plating here, we're likely to see Snapdragons from Ira here sometime this turn, because she knows that this is an important turn here. But if she uses Snapdragons here, I don't even think it really helps, because the second attack here didn't trigger. Okay, here we go. Snatch is very good. Snatch is very, very good here. So looks like this could be Pudding's plan for getting a massive turn here. I think Nathan's just going to throw a card here plus Crater Fist, if I had to guess.
He does have the Crown of Seeds damage prevention still.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay.
So this might just demand 1 card, but then
ice react that card. So I don't know if you needed to ice react that.
Maybe he was worried about.
I mean, you only get
that bad here.
No, if it was Razor, he would just Tunic Razor, and then that, like, if that was Razor or Sigil, that would have been bad. Oof. Okay, we have a CNC here. So this is actually a little bit dangerous here for Nathan. This is how you can lose momentum in a game of Oldhim versus Ira, is you don't have an arsenal card here. This is the first time we've seen him without an arsenal card, so he's not going to get max value from a shield or crown.
And that only
can't use crown here.
Card from the Ira player there.
Yep. So I think Pudding sees his opportunity here. And so this middle Kodachi here has to be blocked. And then the basically to do what Nathan just did, he's actually losing like 2 turn cycles of tempo here. Because he's going to use 3 cards to block here, and then he's going to try to arsenal this, I believe. That's his plan.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to leak a damage from the first Kodachi. He's going to have to block the second Kodachi, which may not even come here. Looks like Pudding's debating whether to Kodachi here or go in. So this is going to demand... This probably demands a block here. Yeah. Even though there's no massive momentum here, this is still... you still don't want to be leaking 2 damage here.
Yep. Even bigger than that.
Okay, even bigger than that. Red. So he's going to get the Op 3, create a Quicken token. So how does Ira typically use Quicken tokens? E-Strike into CNC is the...
Or, yeah.
or we could see like some combination of a Heron's Flight combo or something like that. Crane Dance into Heron's Flight, something like that. So he's going to reveal the top card. It is a Snatch, so he has to draw it. Creates a Quicken token. So this is actually going to be very good for him. Yep. Snatch is one of the best possible things that he could get. So this is going to be a Snatch with Quicken.
Oh, maybe.
Or Rushing River. Okay, into either Flood of Force or Break Tide here.
Yep.
Ooh, we're seeing a combo shortcut here.
Combo shortcut with Quicken token.
That was in Arsenal for quite a while here. So Rushing River, this is a 4, go again, on hit. Oh, yeah, you love to see it. Break Tide. TheCardGuyz is a unique spoiler. Very gorgeous art. Oh my goodness. Very nice card here. Coming in 5 dominate.
Do we know if he topped the other cards from even bigger than that? Because he knows exactly what card it might be if he ordered.
No, he put 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top.
So it's going to be a random card off the top if this is.
It will be a random card. This could be Snapdragon, actually. This is very tough here. If he blocks here, and there's like a... Well, what's the worst that could be here? Is Snapdragon into 6 damage? Because he has a 1 float plus...
Snatch in hand.
Yep. Yeah, he has Snatch in hand, right? So, Snapdragon's into Snatch is not that threatening here if he's 6... If Nathan 6 blocks this, I think it's not that bad. How many cards does Ira have left? 23 still. 25 for Nathan. So he's actually, in terms of efficiency, Pudding is playing this very well. He's not far behind the Oldhim.
Let's take it.
Looks like he's going to let it to hit. Rushing River is allowed to be played until end of turn. Not so useful there, unfortunately. Sigil. No wonder he didn't block there.
Mm-hmm. And electing to Arsenal the last card, most likely.
Yep. He should not hammer here.
This is one of those interesting Ira hands where you get six cards, effectively.
Yep, but Rushing River is not what he wanted there.
A blue one, too. Could be
he still has Snapdragons here, though. So, what he's hoping here for is... leg tap, E-Strike, go again, stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but Nathan has been pitching a lot of 0 blocks and 2 blocks to the bottom of his deck.
Yep.
So that will come back to haunt him soon.
A lot sooner than you might think, especially with all these crown activations. Definitely cycles the deck quicker.
Okay, so the second Kodachi hits here. E-Strike, one of the best cards that he could have drawn there. Great card here. E-Strike Looks like a little bit of debate here. Maybe putting this one on the bottom. Okay. So if he gives this go again, then there's likely going to be another card from hand.
Looks like it is 5.
Looks like it is. Look at it. Yep. So this is actually baiting a Oldhim react here. So one of the ways Pudding can get back is if he baits an Oldhim ice react, and he has like a sigil or a razor. And have we seen that? We've seen one sigil from Pudding, so
yes, we've seen one thus far.
There could be
the Oldhim side.
So it looks like Nathan's gonna is he gonna block this up? Looks like he's gonna take 2 here. And a bingo at the end. Uh-oh. This could be snapped into... Well, snap into Rushing River is pretty bad, so it's probably not that. I think he's just going to let the Rushing River that he banished from Break Tide go away. Alright. Throws some armor in front of it. Craterfish is technically destroyed. I'll just help him with that.
Yeah. Very painfully getting through the armor.
Yeah.
Coming across for 4 with an on-hit. Clean block.
Red flick flag. Yep. So we're moving into a stage of this game where if Pudding times his aggression correctly, he could actually punch through here. Because Nathan's about to come back, like he's about to start getting his blizzards, his all his 2-block ice cards as well. They are coming around very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna take this 1 damage here. Interesting. That means he likes what's in his arsenal, maybe? Because this is the first time we've seen him do something different here.
Yep.
So that there's an example of an ice card that blocks for 2, Polar Blast.
Mm-hmm.
Snatch. Uh-oh. This is the danger turn here.
With 4, 1 float, Tunic active, and Snappy still on the board.
This is very dangerous here. You might want to block for 5 here, and then bluff that you have an Earth card in hand for the Earth prevention.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you block 5 against 4 against Razor, you're still fine.
Ooh, he's going to go straight to reactions.
Okay, straight to reactions there. Clean block. Sinking a card. Okay. Draw. Ooh, sigil. Okay. All right.
Back in it.
Arsenal pass. All right. 3-card Oldhim. May or may not be able to do much here. We'll see. He's going to give him his Tunic counter. Yeah, that is... I guess he didn't even want that card as a blocking card in his deck.
Yeah.
Winter's Wail into swing.
4 on hit, Frostbite.
We're really seeing Pudding be very patient, which I like. In order to take down Oldhim as Ira, you have to play very patiently, wait for your openings. It is possible if you have the right deck configuration to push through damage. But we're getting down to a point where the Ira is going to have a lot of blue cards left, not a lot of red cards left. The Ira's down to like 14 cards. She's been pitching a lot of blues. So we might see the Ira just run out of gas here.
Yep, there's the second
and the
cycle,
heart has cycled it. Yeah. So that heart has been worth 2 life here.
Crown activation there with 1 float.
Mm-hmm. So it's likely just to let unless he has a pummel or a 2-block in hand, he's probably just gonna. Actually, it is very likely that he has 2 blocks in hand now. Now that the game has been going on for so long, so he's probably just gonna throw a 2-block in front of this.
There it is.
And there we go. Yep. I mean, these ice cards have to come around again. So. So now Pudding has to decide how he wants to attack with 2 more cards. The fact that he hasn't immediately thrown out an attack here means he has options. And if this is a blue card, then yeah, as I suspected, if this is a blue card, this is the signal that Ira's out of gas. Kadachi blue card is the... This is basically the turning point where Oldhim now grins a little bit, and he's like, okay. So I've got you already.
For one.
Yeah.
No big deal. Damage prevention.
And in fact, the Rushing River actually just runs right into the Crown of Seeds, and he just loses a card for nothing there. And so 17 cards in Oldhim's deck, 12 in Ira's deck, and Oldhim's about to attack into him. Is this another fused Okinold? It is not. Nope. It is not.
Still nothing to scoff at, coming across for 7.
Yep. Again, the Ira player is probably flooded with blues at this point, yep. So, like I said, this is coming down to how many red cards do you have, Ira? Oldhim just seems like a brick wall.
Yep.
What can you do? I mean, the Ira decks may have to change their battle plan here. So one thing I could see them doing is utilizing 2 Crane Dance Heron's Flight combos. You can use Snapdragons to shortcut one of them, and the other one you can use the even bigger than that to get a Quicken token. So 2 Heron's Flight combos, if you align them correctly, because the Oldhim player is not going to shuffle his deck. So if you pay attention to how he's pitching and you align your Heron's Flight combos at the right time, you could get him out of nowhere, basically. But the level of play required to do that, you have to keep track of his pitch, and then you have to time your combo right.
And you have to keep in mind the Crown of Seeds activations, which pushes the pitch deck by 1.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot to keep track of. Like this is a matchup where like Pudding is probably spending like his brain is utilizing like 8 times more calories than Nathan's is.
Like this is one of the last threads in the Ira deck.
This is what. Yep, it must be. So it's gonna block Ice React, the last card out, and that's gonna be very sad for him.
Double react.
Oh wow, a double react there. Oh no. He kind of baited it out. Not bad. That is very good for Pudding. So yeah, like I was saying, you basically have to use these kind of niche ninja combos, and your Snapdragons are the even bigger than that Quicken token to kind of get around what Oldhim's doing. And even then, I don't think you could sneak more than 8 damage that way. You have to work for the other 12 damage. Is there any matchup in Flesh and Blood worse than Ira versus Oldhim? New Oldhim versus Kano would probably be a nightmare. AB5 against AB5 with that doesn't seem fun to me.
You have to pull out the Battle Kano.
Yep, Battle Kano. Looks like Pudding's still debating here what he wants to do here. I mean, most of his deck at this point is blues.
The funny thing is he might not even have a card that has more than 5.
You're probably right about that, actually. Well, is...
Oh, wait, no. Dealt this turn. Never mind.
Greater than the amount of damage you've dealt this turn.
Yeah, which I think is only like 2. So, there we go. Torrent of Tempo.
Interesting. Yep. So he's going to get Torrent of Tempo, put it on the top. He's got a Quicken token. So he's basically got like one last hurrah here. I don't think Ira can beat Oldhim unless they have the right deck composition. And modifying your deck actually makes you weaker in other matchups, so yeah. I don't know. Pudding is one of the best Ira players I've seen, so if he's having trouble in this matchup, yeah. I mean, and he cycled through his deck, so I don't think there's any surprises here. Like, we didn't see a Heron's Flight, so I don't know how he's going to close this game.
Yep, Alex take it there, grab himself.
So, I mean, he's got all the armor worn down, which is good. But that's still... Yep. So this is still a little... Yeah, Torrent with Go Again here from the Quicken token. 5 Go Again. So likely a hard and then shield and crown. Clean block for 5. You generally don't want to block for 6 against this. We're at a point though where Nathan's deck is starting to not block. He still has 2 blizzards in his deck, which he's probably throwing to the bottom of his deck with Crown of Seeds. If possible. Like, that's the nice thing about Oldhim is you can like stuff a Heart of Fendel in your arsenal and still like, you know, still block with it effectively. So we have a block for 5 here, as I predicted. So we're likely to see Kodachis here, if I had to guess. Yep, I like the Kodachis here because at least one Kodachi here because that gives him a bit more information, or at least takes off a chunk of life from Oldhim. Kind of a game of information for Ira here.
And it doesn't cost him a card.
Yep. So tomorrow, one of those Earth cards to block for 2.
Razor.
It's going to Razor, get in 3 damage here, drop him down to 6.
Unless Oldhim
although
wants
he
to Earth React here.
He's going to Ice React. He's going to Ice React on that one. So he's going to take 3. And that's both Razors gone now. Arsenal pass from Nathan, I presume. Nathan's almost out of the woods here, I would say. So one of the things that makes this very very Oldhim favorite is that under normal tournament conditions, you have 30 minutes to finish the match. So the Ira player has to play quite quickly, and this deck is not. Ira is actually very easy to play, but Ira is not very easy to play into Oldhim because of the ice ice defense reaction. We see red rushing river. Okay. That is not a card I expected to see. So this could be his Snapdragon's turn here. Red rushing river. Huh. That's interesting. That means Ira's actually playing the whole combo line. Torn Tempo, Rushing River.
Mm-hmm. 3 cover.
We see the Snapdragons.
Snappy react.
Yep. So
Flood of gonna react to that.
Well, it doesn't matter if Oldhim reacts. He has 2 cards in hand. I think you just let him play it and then double block it and move on. Actually, you may not even double block it, depending on what it is next.
Ooh, Break Tide.
Ooh, 5 Dominate here. So one of the ways he could win here is with Dominate. I like this, actually. He's going to get an extra card to play with as well next turn. So he's going to block for 3 and Crown, but he's still taking 1 here. Break Tide trigger. Put Winds of Eternity, which is just a vanilla blue card in this deck.
As Thanos would say, all that for a drop of blood.
Mm-hmm. Arsenal pass from Nathan, no surprise there. 7 cards left in his deck. I think his last 7 cards are all blue. If I had to guess. Huh.
Let's see,
the heart has gained 3 health for him this game.
Yep. Valiant and only accelerate quicker.
Yep.
So Ira has 3 left in their deck, while
Oldhim has 8. Yep.
Plus the 4 that he has, or 5 with
yep.
1 in Arsenal.
I don't like playing Blizzard here. Of course, he has plenty of blues here. But I guess Nathan just doesn't want the card that doesn't block in his hand. I don't see a way. Well, okay, Winds of Eternity, kind of threatening because of Breaking Scale, so he probably has to put a card in front of this. I just don't see a way for Pudding to win this game. Gonna probably Breaking Scales this? Nope. Okay. I guess you don't Breaking Scales until the very end because of Heart of Fendel, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You actually want both players to go down in life together, I guess. Alright. Hammer time. Hammer time? Question mark.
Should be.
If he's thinking about this, that means he has the pulse of Eyes and Loft, I think.
Oh, electing straight to Arsenal.
Yep. I don't know if there's anything more frustrating than this. Hey, there's a Pulse of Eyes Loft as I predicted. Yeah.
Oldhim, do you react?
Arsenal paths. No. Fine center. So yeah, at this point, when you're Kadachi bluing, the game is over.
Yep. Ira just
ran out of steam. You just ran out of steam. Like I said, Ira got very close, but the way the Ira deck is built, if it doesn't have enough if it doesn't have enough reds, it just can't get over the line. Now, yeah, Pudding's hand is all blues right now.
Yep.
And I think they'll speed up and play here because I think they know what what is happening here. Ira doesn't have enough tricks in her book to get around such stable play from Oldhim. As a Dorinthia, at least you have the hope of your attack reactions or your triple hit combo getting in. Ira is just too linear in her game plan that Oldhim can see it coming a mile away. I think Pudding is going to draw his whole deck. His whole deck is gone now.
That's it.
And the Heart of Fendel has now gained him 4 life here. And Pudding will probably fight this to the end here. This is what Nathan said about Oldhim. Okay in Swiss. God tier in top 8. Alright, Pounding Gale for 5 with the Breaking Scales. This is going to be a 2-card block.
Still has the Crown of Seeds. Damage prevention.
Gonna pop Breaking Scales, take 2.
2 in. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Oldhim still has 5 cards in deck. Hammer coming across. He's probably just going to take this.
Yep.
GG.
Game there.
Calling it right there. All right, let's get these guys in here for a quick chat about that game. Hello, Nathan and Pudding.
Hi,
GG.
GG.
Oldhim seems like a mountain that can't be moved.
I mean, this is my least favorite matchup because I haven't played this for a long time. That's the first point, and the second point is I don't think Ira can beat any fatigue plan Oldhim with enough Earth defense, Earth card.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm praying I don't play against Oldhim for a couple days. Please, not Oldhim, anything but Oldhim, and I against Oldhim. Yeah,
that's okay. Just how it was randomly there. We were talking about one of the ways that maybe you can get there is with the Crane Dance Heron's Flight combo. You run 2 of them. Make things unblockable. And you use your Snapdragons to combo shortcut, or you use the even bigger than that to create a Quicken token to shortcut it. But that seems so niche. I'm just trying to brainstorm like any possible way because it seems like this is almost impossible.
Yeah, I think I might give it a shot.
Yeah, I because I remember the Heron's Flight combo is if you time it correctly based on what he's pitching, you might actually be able to get a situation where he can't block.
And he also played that Fable card from the set one.
Yep. The heart gained him 4 life during that game.
Yeah,
which is the key there.
When I first time saw that card, I know I barely can win.
Yeah. The heart of Fendel actually is the difference between 0 and 4 there, I guess.
Yeah, that's
all right. Well, Nathan, you have anything to say?
I mean, it was a straightforward matchup. Just had to be patient. I did make a couple mistakes where I ice reacted for absolutely no reason.
Right.
There was one time, he didn't have go again, but other than that, thankfully this matchup does allow for a couple. I've only played 4 games with Oldhim. That's how bad of a matchup this is for Ira. Is just I have very little experience with Oldhim, and straightforward.
Interesting. All right. Well, it is 1 to 5 at least. So no pressure on me now. I can lose the last game. It's okay. We got 1 at least. Well, all right. So we're gonna be getting to that match pretty soon. I guess Shing and I will go. So Nathan, you could just stay here with Michael and commentate that. Pudding, I will move you to the other room. Yeah. Thanks for the game.
Great game.
Sounds good. Good luck.